I can tell you my name. That's Chopper. Hello. But I'm not sure if I can tell you what my show's called. Am I allowed to use naughty words? I am? Oh, I'll just bleep it out if you want. It's called A Hard Bastard's Guide to Life, or How to Be Less of a Fucktard.
Can you tell me details about the show? What is it about? What does it involve? What do you do in it?
Well, basically, I talk a lot for an hour. My number one intention is to make people laugh as hard as they can without hemorrhaging. And if there is a message in there, which there may well not be, it's that, you know, humanity these days is this sort of certain self-congratulatory smugness that comes out of all this amazing technology we've got. You know, we think we're the first people to be incredible at anything, with the same sort of, you know, Titanic-like adulation. But it's all a bit of a wank storm, really, you know. And just like the Titanic, everyone's like, hey, this is incredible, and then they end up drowning.
Can you tell us a little bit more about where you're from?
Yeah, I'm from Australia, but much like the Spaniards call Spain España, Australians like to call Australia Australia.
And can you tell me how you got here, basically? What did it involve?
It was a canoe ride. The back was full of Lucasade, and yeah, the front was full of sandwiches, and just a lot of hard yakka, really. Blood, sweat, and tears. Stopped off in bloody South America for a while to stock up on Lucasades, and that's a busy place, you know. I was in bloody Rio de Janeiro. I didn't just feel like one in a billion. I felt like one in a Brazilian. How bad was that?
Alright, do you do many shows back in Australia? What kind of shows do you do back there?
Yeah, no, I do lots of shows in Australia. You know, anywhere really, on public transport, whoever will listen. I guess I'm a little bit like one of those kind of homeless dudes that you see wandering around the streets, prophesying about the end. Except occasionally I bring it indoors. You know what I mean?
And what do you think of the Fringe audience? Is it different at all? Have you had to adapt your show in any way for it, or are they similar to the...
No, they are pretty similar in a lot of ways, you know. I mean, every now and then when you're doing shows at home, you'll get some inebriated idiot, you know, the kind of person who talks to his television because he's obnoxious enough to have alienated his entire base of friends, and they'll wander into the show and treat it like a conversation. So, you know, as I said, you get that at home, you get that here, but for anyone out there who is like, oh, how funny is it when I go to a comedy show and talk? Get your own show. Just register for the Fringe next year, you know. Don't wait for me to get publicity and book the venue and hire techs and hire flyers and get people in the door and then turn up and rent it. Get your own fucking microphone.
Have you been to the Fringe before this year?
Yeah, I was here about 5 years ago, and I discovered that the Fringe is basically like a giant pile of monkeys with pickaxes. And if you're going to spend 24 hours on a plane being here, getting here, you'd better have brought a pretty bloody big pickaxe. So that's what this show is, hopefully. It's the pickaxe in the hand of a monkey.
Why did you decide to come to the Fringe? At what point did you decide to go all the way across the world to come to our festival?
Well, there was someone, I was doing a show in Australia, someone afterwards said, do you want to come to the Fringe? And I thought, yeah, you know, there's no reason not to. Let's give it a bash. I've you know, I was pretty trim at the time and pretty rich, so I thought, yeah, let's go and get broke and fat.
Okay, that's more or less what we need. To finish up, do you want to give yourself a little promotion? Say to the camera where your show is, what time it is, how much it costs, all that kind of stuff. The sort of basic details, just given that.
Oh yeah, my show's called Chopper's A Hard Bastard's Guide to Life, or How to Be Less of It. And it's on at 8:50, the Underbelly Ermintrude, just off Bristow Square. Come and see it, or I'll find out where you live and hide prawns in your car.
Is there anything else you want to add whilst the camera's rolling, or...?
No, just have a good fringe, everyone. You know, and if someone offers you a flyer, don't be a dick about it. Don't be one of those people who think there's some sort of uber alpha male wanker and score points off some 19-year-old girl being paid £3 an hour. It's pretty much the equivalent of, you know, when you see those people who throw a ball for a dog but they don't let it go and the dog runs off anyway and they're like, oh, how clever am I? You haven't outsmarted anyone. Trust me, in the flyer's head they're sitting there going, fuck, I hope you die. So just don't be clever and just take it and say thank you, you know?
Yeah, right, brilliant. Yeah, that's all we need, so you guys can cut that. Thank you very much.